Atmaivedam jagat sarvam atmano jnana vidyate mrido yadvadgatadini svatmanang sarvamikshate. Atma, the Atman, eva, verily, idam, this, jagat, universe, sarvam, entire, atmanonyat, other than the Atman, na, not, vidyate, exists, mridaha, from clay, yadvat, in that manner, ghatadini, pots, etc., svatmanang, his own self, sarvam, everything, ikshate, sees. The universe is verily Atman. Nothing whatsoever exists other than Atman. As pots and jars are verily clay and cannot be anything but clay, so to the enlightened, all that is perceived is the self. Namaste. So this verse points out what every enlightened person can see directly. The universe is nothing but Atman. But just think of it. Without Atman, even just the personal Atman, you can't see anything because Atman is consciousness and Atman is conscious. It's self-aware, self-effulgent, all-knowing, all-pervasive, but free. It's not attached to any of this. Because from the point of view of Atman, this whole universe is nothing but illusion. It's the snake, and the reality is the rope, Atman. Really, everything is Atman. Without consciousness, we wouldn't be able to see anything, and without Atman, there wouldn't be anything to see. Atman is the basic ingredient in everything. Like this verse points out, pots and jars are nothing but clay. The clay was there before the pots and jars, and it'll be there long after the pots and jars are broken. So similarly, Brahman is the root ingredient of the universe. And when the universe is manifested, it is nothing but Brahman. And before and after the universe, nothing but Brahman. It's crazy, huh? It's wild, but it's true. And if you look at things like this, you automatically develop detachment. Because you can see Brahman never changes. It's always the same, waking, dreaming, sleeping, or enlightened. Brahman is the self, the Atman, the consciousness that pervades everything. But if you don't have this point of view, you will be misled. You will be an illusion. You will be seeing the rope as a snake. You will be seeing Brahman as all these objects in the world, and including your body and your mind and all the thoughts and sensations and everything, as real. Even though they're constantly changing and temporary. That's because you don't know Brahman in the conditioned state, you have nothing more real than the temporary illusion. So you think, oh yes, I may come and go, and this house may come and go, but the island is still going to be here. The continent, the earth is still going to be here. But now we know through science there was a time when there was no such thing as earth. When earth was just a gleam in God's eye. And there will be a time when the earth is no more. So none of these things that we perceive are actually fully real. They can't be, because they're temporary and changeable. Only Brahman is eternal and unchanging. That means it can't have any qualities, because qualities are partial and Brahman is whole. Qualities can change, but Brahman's unchanging. You see how this goes? The objects of consciousness are currently in flux, but the consciousness that perceives them is not. It's always steady, always present, always the same. So, to the enlightened person, the person who has realized the self, there is nothing but the self. And how could there be? Because the self is the ground of everything, the support of everything, the essence of everything. One who looks through the eyes of the self sees that all this is illusion. And it's the rope and the snake again. Huh? The world is actually Brahman, but we see it as separate, independent objects. But if you take a microscope, maybe an electron microscope, and you look at the boundaries that separate these objects, you actually can't find where one leaves off and the next begins. They merge, blend seamlessly, boundaryless into one another. This is the reality. The material creation, the whole thing, the whole universe with all of its galaxies and huge space and whatever, is all temporary. But it is all one thing. You cannot say where the sun leaves off and the space begins. You cannot say where the earth leaves off and the interplanetary space begins. You cannot say where the earth and the moon boundary is drawn, because there's always energy and particles going back and forth between them. And that's the same with everything. If we really study the astrophysics, everything is connected and everything influences everything else. It's all one thing. It's an organism. The scientists want to impersonalize it. They want to say, there's no intelligence behind this universe. But simulations show if you change some of the constants like Planck's length or Avogadro's number or E, these physical constants, if you change them even by a little bit, the universe as we know it could not exist, could not come into being, could not show the kind of structures that it does. So actually, this is a fine-tuned machine, like the human body. The whole idea that the human body evolved from some prehistoric single-celled organism is ridiculous. Totally ridiculous. It takes a coordination of billions of cells to make a human body. And they all have to work in cooperation. Now, what is making that happen? When we see a huge organization like a factory or a nation all working in concert together, we know there has to be some intelligence behind it, some intelligent design, to use a hackneyed phrase. But still, it's accurate. There has to be an intelligent designer who created this universe. Otherwise, it could never exist and function as it does. Yeah, there's all kinds of learned people with strings of degrees after their name who will tell you that that can't be possible because we can't see the creator. And then Shankaracharya comes back and says, that's right. Brahman is imperceivable because Brahman is the perceiver. And the Brahman is the same in everyone. So you see, the scientists aren't wrong when they say you can't see any creator. The same with the Buddhists. They say there is no creator. The universe just sprouted out of nothing. These are both ridiculous arguments because we can see the complexity of the structure and the degree of organization, especially in living bodies, is just inconceivable to our small intelligence. So, Vedanta says human intelligence is not the top. There are intelligences as far beyond human as ours is beyond ants. And they have fashioned this universe. They have designed these bodies, which go on self-replicating without any further attention. How's that? Huh? Scientists can't even build a self-replicating lawnmower. What to speak of automatically self-replicating living organisms? That is far beyond human intelligence. So there must be a creator. And guess who the creator is? Ourself.
Tat Sat Om Shakti Om